Hi guys, welcome back. I know I've been gone for like centuries when it comes to like YouTube. My life is just like I've been trying to figure out what to upload because life has just been out of control. COVID, personal problems, health problems, crises. So I figured since I feel like a little like this, I could probably just do a health update that I was supposed to do like months ago. I guess this is in regards to the functional dysplasia, the acid reflex, the LPR, the whatever the heck is going on with me. So I think the last time I left off, I was going to the doctor to see the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I had no idea what to expect. And that appointment like freaked me out a bit because so I didn't know they were gonna do like a scope in your nose. So that freaked me out. And then like the doctor was kind of just saying everything that I was trying to explain to her, like my symptoms, my throat, I'm feeling burning, and I feel like at that time I felt pain like in the middle of my chest underneath the rib cage, and there was a lot of pain like on the side of my stomach on the, I guess it was the right side. No, I think it was more like the middle and the left side. And I remember them wanting to do a scan of my liver to make sure that was okay, or my kidneys, one of those, and I think that came back fine. And then she was like, well, I can only see in your throat up to here. So she puts the scope in my nose, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, because I didn't know this was coming. I didn't really know what to expect. And she's like, did anyone tell you that you have the most amazing throat? And I'm like, what? No one's ever talked about this. She's like, oh, you have a really great throat, has really good spacing and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And so you can watch on the camera, like as she's doing it, like going down or whatever, they numb you up with a little spray and then they just like snick it down there. And so I'm just like trying to figure out how to deal with this uncomfortable sensation that I've never experienced before. And she's saying that everything looks normal except for the fact that it looks like I have chronic postnasal drip. She said like the back of, I don't know if it was the back or the front anymore because it was a while ago, but like one area of the throat looked like really irritated from mucus. And she said everything else looked fine. She didn't see anything that looked eroded or anything like that, or like whatever happens to the throat when acid has been there too long. I don't know the technical phrases. I'm still very new to this. And so what she ended up saying after she took everything out, she's like, everything's normal, so the postnasal drip. And I was like, well, what could that be? Like, I heard that GERD can cause postnasal drip, right? And she was like, no, LPR GERD doesn't cause postnasal drip. And she got an attitude, right? And I was like, okay, I guess I won't bring that up again. But I know for a fact, especially now that this has been going on for like way longer, because I think this was like back in January or something like that. It's like July now. So July tomorrow. Postnasal drip definitely happens with acid reflux. Like I've had allergies my whole life, but nothing like the amount of mucus that I'm experiencing now. Sorry if that's TMI. I just like now it's like I just always have to clear my throat. Even if I clear it too much, that's when like my throat gets really raw and irritated, and then it's all bad. So I have to like clear it, but not clear it too much, because then it's like then it causes more harm than good. So I don't know. So that appointment I guess went okay, but it really didn't help me because she didn't confirm or deny anything. She just kind of said, oh, maybe because there's a cat in my house. So she was like, oh, it's probably just your reaction to the cat. And I'm thinking, I've been around cats and I've been around, allergies, and I've never had experienced anything like this, a level of mucus and all this like phlegmy things in my throat. No. My nose would just be running. I've never had my nose just run for no reason every single day for like months at a time. No, maybe in like spring allergy season, or I'm around a cat, then yes, I understand. But like my nose, after I eat, it'll start to drip. And I'm just like, it only happens at certain times, and especially if it's around a meal. So I'm like, no, this is triggered by something. This ain't just some cat in the house. Oh, I have some extra phlegm. So she like, anyway, she said, oh, go ahead and just get some spray, some Flonase, or whatever that stuff is called. And I ended up not getting it because it's like $16. And I was like, I have enough medications. I can't afford anything else. I'll just deal with this drip. So after I saw her, the ear, nose, and throat doctor, I didn't really come back, but I figured it was good to go because at least I have a baseline of what my throat looks like pretty early on with whatever the heck is going on with me. So the next appointment that I had was with the gastroenterologist, and I was like super happy to get that because that was really, really hard to get because they tried to get me to go to an IBS class first. And I was like, I don't want no dang class. I want someone to figure out what is wrong with me. So I go to them and she's like, well, you're having all these symptoms. I told her what was wrong. Basically, after I ate something that didn't agree with me, and then I ended up getting, the runs, and then my stomach got really bloated, and nothing was ever right since then. Okay, I'll be back. So I was at the gastroenterologist and I was telling her what was wrong and how this whole thing started. So she said, oh, you must have a bug and maybe this is just a temporary situation and you just need to like give it some time for your things to balance out. And I was like, okay, but why is my throat burning? Why do I have like a, burning and a lump in my throat? She's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe you had laryngitis. And I was like, maybe laryngitis? Like laryngitis doesn't last this long because at that point I had lost my voice and I was taking the PPIs and all this stuff. And then she was like, well, I could do a endoscope. She's like, and I could also do something with an S. Like, it's like a colonoscopy, but not. It's like not as intense. And I was like, okay, well, she's like, that's very, very intensive. Like, I don't want to, you don't have to do this right away. Like, wait it out a little while. I think you should take this IBS class and then we'll, reconvene later. So update till today, because that was probably in the beginning of the year. Things are improved, but I'm still having the same problems. They're not gone by any means. I feel like stopping the PPIs was the best thing that I did because I was on that Proparol or something. And then before that, I was on something else and that didn't help me. And so that was actually making the acid or whatever I'm feeling worse. Because I still haven't confirmed whether it's acid reflux or not because I haven't responded to the medications they've given me. I started doing that alkaline diet that I had mentioned prior. And then I just kind of like any food that's been triggering me, I kind of just was avoiding it. So I was eating very, very little and I lost a lot of weight. Like it was kind of scaring me because my weight was going down because I couldn't eat. I was full all the time. I was bloated. My throat was hurting. It was rough in the beginning. And then taking the digestive enzymes and then taking the probiotics. And I think at that point I was also taking another kind of supplement. I think I mentioned those in the prior vlog, so you can watch. I'll put it in because I don't remember anymore what they were. So I was taking those and they were helping. And I think the doctor at the time, the gastroenterologist, told me to take the functional pill. Function is to displace FD Guard. That's what it's called. She told me to take FD Guard, which is like mint and something else in a tablet, and you're supposed to take it after you eat, and it helps you digest. But that was like, it was expensive, one, and you only got like 8 in a pack, and you're supposed to take this with every meal, and then it didn't really work. It kind of gave me like this cooling feeling in my chest, and that wasn't good. Like mint and Gerd or whatever the heck is wrong with me, a no-go. I mean, for some people it works. Apparently mint can be a good thing, like it helps with digestion, but for me personally it didn't work. So I found like an alkaline diet pretty much helped things calm down, and I think that the probiotics kind of helped my gut flora probably a little bit, but still, anytime I eat anything acidic or just things that my body doesn't agree with, like chocolate or peanut butter messes me up, and it's alkaline. Like my whole stomach will just bloat, and then that's when I start feeling everything coming upward. So fast forward to today, like it got better, and I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna keep improving, but I kind of feel like it's stagnated now. So I emailed the doctor again, and I was like, no, let me go back. I went to a IBS class because they were preaching me to go to this dang IBS class. So I go to the IBS class, and essentially the doctor was like, eat whatever you want and just take your PPIs. And if you're backed up, just take a laxative and live your life. And I was like, really? Because I was going to try like the food map diet because they were saying, the sugars in certain foods will upset your stomach, and that's part of the reason why you're having the problems. But honestly, I have so many health problems and food restrictions and intolerances or sensitivities, whatever you want to call them, that trying to do a food map diet and an alkaline diet at the same time, because I still couldn't eat those acidic foods, would limit me to such little amounts of food. Like, I didn't already do dairy. I already don't, and before any of this gastric stuff, I didn't do dairy. I don't do nightshades, which is like tomatoes, bell peppers, potatoes, that kind of thing. Like, was it red peppers and green peppers, you know, cayenne, jalapeno, all of that stuff. So I couldn't do those. Those do is they give me nerve pain. And the reason why I stopped dairy is because it also gives me inflammation, which gives me nerve pain. It's not even like a digestive issue. Then I can't do eggs. So that's why a lot of times you see me post like dairy-free desserts, and sometimes I still cheat. You still see me eating dairy and stuff like that, but I really try to not do it often. So those things are already off the bat. Certain vegetables were already gone, certain dairy, all that's off the bat. Then you got to get rid of broccoli, asparagus if you're doing the food map diet, because, or beans. You have to, it's like there's nothing freaking left, because you can't do tomatoes, you can't do onions, you can't do garlic, you can't do so many different things. You can't, and it's just like, I just got too stressed. I got too overwhelmed. So I didn't even try to do the food map diet. I just kind of stuck to foods that kind of felt like made me feel sort of okay, because nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect in the sense that if I eat it, I always feel the same and I feel better. Because sometimes I'll eat oatmeal in the morning and it's fine. And then other days I'll eat oatmeal in the morning and all this burning feeling. So, you know, it's just weird. It's just really, really weird. I don't really know where I'm going to go from here, because I'm still not taking medication. I'm still kind of just doing this like natural pathway. I'm scared to get the endoscope, to be honest. I know somebody was mentioning I should definitely go get the endoscope. I'm just scared. Like, I don't want nothing going down my throat and being put to sleep. I don't know. So hopefully I'll get that done at some point this year. But now that COVID has happened, all this medical stuff is just so hard to get done, because obviously they don't want you there unless you really, really need to be there. So a lot of stuff has been postponed. I'm going to try to do the endoscope sometime this year, I hope, if I can like muster up the courage. But as for now, I just have a really limited diet, but I can eat more. Good news, I can eat a lot more, because before I could barely eat at all. I was just like eating like, you know, small little portion, and I was super full. So the bloating has gotten a lot better, because I was just like bloated 24/7. That's calmed down. I can eat full meals like I used to prior to this whole issue. So that's good news. The burning is not necessarily gone, but there are moments when it's lessened to the point where I don't notice it. I'll say that, because my throat is always sensitive on some level, just not as bad as it was. So I'd say that was a win. I mean, I can eat, you know, a slice of pizza with a little bit of tomato and not feel like I'm gonna die. So I think that's a win. I really do, because I know a lot of people, you know, if they eat anything acidic, it's just like the worst thing. So I can kind of cheat a little, but I pay for it in the end, because it catches up with me. I'm not healed by any means. So that's the update with that. I haven't gone to the gastroenterologist again, but I did email her, and she said, do I want to go forward? And it's ironic, because when I emailed her, she was like, do you want to go ahead and do those tests? And then she was like, oh, well, have you tried the food map diet? And I'm just thinking, I went to the IBS class, and the doctor literally was like, do not do the food map diet. It's too restrictive and it'll make you unhappy, blah, blah, blah. And then my gastroenterologist is like, oh, did you try it? It's just like conflicting information. But in the end of the day, I'm not going to try it. After, I would have probably tried it back in January, because I was so desperate and felt so. But now that I feel a little bit better, there's no way I'm going to restrict myself to that level again. And then just with the stress of COVID, it's just a whole nother level. So I think, if anything, I'm just trying to stay on top of things. I'm not eating the best. I'm not doing things the way I should. You can tell by looking at my Instagram. All the junk stuff I've been eating, like even carob, like, you know, you're not supposed to eat chocolate, but carob is supposed to be better, but carob flares me up too. So I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna eat chocolate, carob, it doesn't matter. It's both things cause me problems. I'm just trying to hang in there. I don't know when I'm gonna update next, but thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or just advice for me or anything I could try, let me know. I'm still on this journey. I hope one day that my stomach will heal more, but you know, I've heard people recover from this, from doing it naturally, and then there's other people where it's just like been a, you know, a change of life their whole life. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.